Right. Have you ever, so...
Sorry, I guess I don't quite understand. Did you say
Gum, sorry, gum with an M,
Gum?
yes. Gum labels, so like bumper sticker or like tattoo of New Hampshire or all these stickers you see all up and down Elm Street.
So like the gum, like the adhesive on the back.
Adhesive,
sticker.
yes, yes.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
That's okay. So are you aware that a gum label is considered a graffiti implement?
Again, if you'd like me to review it, I can.
No, I'm asking off of your current knowledge as a sergeant, shift sergeant. I'm wondering if you know this off the top of your head.
Again, if you'd like me to review it, I can. I mean, that's what I'm saying to you. If you'd like me to review it, then I can give you a full interpretation of that if you like.
No, I'm asking if you are aware of this from memory and aware of the graffiti statute.
I'm going to object on that, Your Honor. We agree, of course, this graffiti ordinance says what it says, and any discussion about what that means, dissecting the meaning of the ordinance.
I will. We'll read through. Can we read through the whole thing, sir?
Hold on. There's an objection and an explanation before the court. I mean, the objection's overruled. He's asking if he knows off the top of his head. He's saying he doesn't. So the question is asked and answered.
Okay.
Whether it's of any substantial evidentiary weight remains to be seen. But go ahead, sir.
Okay. So you admit that you are fully aware that I was arrested with Skyler Bennett and Jason Gerhard for putting stickers on City Hall previously.
I know one of the individuals. I'm not sure about the other.
Which one of the individuals do you know?
Skyler Bennett.
Is that because you tased him?
I'm going to object, one, on the grounds of relevance, and two, the same grounds that the defendant himself raised, is that he's now talking about
Retaliation.
Hold on, sir. Wait. I want to hear the objection. I want to hear the response, and then we'll talk about whether or not it's going to be upheld or overruled. Go ahead, sir.
He's talking about an unrelated issue that predates the issue in question, and under the relevant statute, he needs to demonstrate how the answer to that question makes his application of the stickers to the door more or less likely. And he's asking about an unrelated third party to this particular case.
I understand the nature of your objection. Mr. Staples, how is this relevant? How does this make any of the facts more or less likely in this case?
This is relevant to the fact that this is 100% malicious prosecution and retaliatory arrest. I was already previously arrested for putting stickers on City Hall with two other gentlemen, and those charges were dropped by this same prosecutor here. Meanwhile, I have a warrant put out for this, putting two stickers on the police station, which I did because it's protected speech. My authority is the First Amendment right to express myself. So,
and I understand ultimately that's what you're pleading.
And
I totally, hold on, wait.
Yes.
I totally get that. I'm holding that in the back of my mind. But as far as the questions that you're asking this officer, asking whether or not you were previously arrested, I can see how that's sort of relevant. Hold on. Asking whether or not he tased another person who is not a party to this case and who is not a witness, I don't deem that relevant. So your objection
That's fine.
is sustained in a partial sense. You may go ahead, Mr. Staples.
And so why didn't you charge me with graffiti, sir?
Objection, Your Honor. It's irrelevant. The question, what he's charged with speaks for itself. It's on the court docket. To the extent an officer has the discretion and or the ability to charge some alternative or additional charges, is not an issue of relevance to whether or not Mr. Staples is in violation of the current pending complaint.
Understood. The objection is sustained. That's not a proper question.
So why did this sticker rise to the level of, how did it blow past a simple graffiti charge, which is a violation, and become, what made it rise to the level of criminal mischief? When we already heard that there was no damage. And of course, that is one of the elements of criminal mischief, is purposeful and reckless damage of property, correct? So where was the purposeful and reckless damage?
I'm going to object to that question. That's a legal question for Your Honor to decide whether or not the testimony and the evidence support a conclusion of whether or not of the elements of the charge.
Okay, I'll rephrase. What made you feel that this was the appropriate charge for all the elements of this offense?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What made you feel that this charge of criminal mischief was the appropriate charge for the elements and facts of the offense?
Your Honor, I'm going to object again. This officer's opinion of it is irrelevant. Your file shows that this court issued a warrant for the charge offense. It's been reviewed by the judicial branch, and this is the pending complaint for which we have to make a determination of whether or not it's been violated.
I mean, Mr. Staples' question, isn't exactly phrased in an artful manner, but he's asking an open-ended question of this officer. Your objection is overruled. The officer may answer to the best of his ability.
Feel free to give any question again, please.
So what made you feel that this was the appropriate charge, given the circumstances of the stickers? What facts do you feel made it come to this? Criminal mischief.
You place stickers on the window at the police department.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so if somebody does a simple assault, do you ever charge them with first-degree assault or felony assault?
Objection again, Your Honor. That's irrelevant and it's beyond the scope of what we're
Mr.
doing.
Staples, I think we're getting a little far afield into hypotheticals here. Asking a couple of questions about the particular facts of your case, I can understand how it's within the realm of relevance, but asking a bunch of hypotheticals, we're getting a little attenuated here, so I'm going to sustain the state's objection.
So, what was the damage that was caused that made you charge me with criminal mischief?
Damage?
What was the damage?
You placed the stickers on the window of the PD, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And they came off cleanly and did not damage. So where was it? It was on the glass, correct? Was the glass damaged, sir? Was the glass damaged?
The glass was not damaged.
The glass was not damaged. Thank you. And I think that's all the questions that I have.
Okay? Anything to redirect?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, sir, you may step down. Thank you. The state may call its next witness.
There's no further witnesses, Your Honor. State rests and would like reserve the right for brief argument and closing if necessary.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, sir, the state has rested. Do you wish to present any testimony or evidence on your own behalf?
Can I have a brief moment to think about it?
Of course you can.
Thank you.
Sometimes we would all benefit from that.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the exhibits that have already been admitted in evidence.
So yeah, I'd like to say a few things, and if I could bring this up with me.
Okay, sir, come on up. All right, go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, please go ahead, have a seat. Just make sure to keep your voice up again.
Tell me to keep it down in the lobby.
Well, you don't have to shout. I think technically in this courtroom, this does amplify. So as long as everyone can generally hear you and we're picking you up, you can testify. So go ahead, sir.
Sure. So obviously I admitted to putting the stickers on the police station. And why did I put the stickers on the police station? Because I knew that it wasn't going to cause damage putting removable stickers on the glass. When it's cold out and people peel them off too fast, it might leave a little bit of residue, but obviously we see that the officer cleaned it off completely and there was no damage. And criminal mischief requires the element of not having a right to do so. And I assert right here, right now, that under the First Amendment, freedom of expression, I have the right to express my political views. And there's stickers all up and down Elm Street, and no one was ever arrested until the police station said it was inappropriate. Sorry, I get excited, and I do have head trauma, so I can't control the volume of my voice.
Your voice is being amplified, so
Sorry.
no worries. I can hear you just fine, and I'm sure the state can hear you just fine. So
I get a little amped up.
it's all right. Please go ahead.
So, I do have a reasonable basis or belief that I had that right, and I put them on City Hall, and there was no damage there either, and the same prosecutor already dropped those charges. And then, after I was arrested for that, I went to the police station intentionally, and I also checked in with my Facebook page, so it's not like I was hiding it. I took pictures and checked in with my personal Facebook profile, saying, make my day, because I was thinking you guys were gonna make a dumb move and arrest me again for criminal mischief when there was no damage. There was no intent, purpose, or recklessly or otherwise to damage anything. And this officer taking these things off in the course of her duties is not damage. She wasn't called in on overtime, and she didn't follow the policy of the graffiti statute, which is to call DPW and to go and get them and handle it and document it and all that, right? And so this is 100% malicious prosecution and retaliatory arrest for me exercising my First Amendment right against all this COVID tyranny and lockdown. And look at this guy with his mask on. He's the only one besides this woman over here with a mask on, okay? So it shows that he's in the cult. He's part of that whole little gang, and he's coming after me because of the nature of these stickers,
Sir,
not about the
sir,
stickers themselves.
Pardon me. We're not talking about COVID. We're talking about
I am.
what happened. Well,
It's
that's
part of
not
it's
really-
part of the whole thing.
Hold on.
It's part of the whole thing.
But pardon me, it's not.
It is, though.
Hold on. Let me just explain this. I'm not gonna review the YouTube video of whatever happened on